Hey guys, okay, so I'm going to be using one of our Moonstruck Addiction eyeshadow palettes. We actually have 5 of these. They come in a bunch of different colors. These things are great. They're super pigmented, they're soft, they're creamy, they blend really well, they last really well. I'll show you the different colors. This is palette number 1. This is our like nude neutrals, kind of a peachy shades, which I use a lot of. I like these a lot. We have palette 2, which is this one, which is our cools. This is our grays and our silvers and some darker browns. See how pretty those are, and we actually have, as you can see, we have a mixture of matte shades, and then we have like some pearl shades and some like really high shimmer shades. Palette number 3 is pinks and purples. These are gorgeous. And I use these a lot as well. I use all of them a lot. I use all of them what I'm talking about. But these are palette 3. And this one looks a little frightening because you're like pink eyeshadow, yeah, but it actually comes out really, really pretty. Palette 4 is the one I'm going to be using today, which is a mixture of blues, greens, and browns, which is so super pretty. You can see that. So we have like our neutral shades, and then we have this almost seafoam green, a denim blue, and a really, really dark navy, almost a black. They make a really great eye look though. And palette 5 is insane. They are super duper pigmented like everything else, but they're also like they're shimmer shades. They're holographic shades, is what I'm trying to think of, to where they actually have multiple different colors in each shade, so you really can put on one shade and it looks like you have multiple layers of color on. This silver is actually super intense. See that silver? Isn't it crazy? The gold. The Suspicious is really pretty. Kind of a coppery peach. Vintage is gorgeous as well. That's a really pretty color. Let me clean my fingers off so I can show you the rest of them. Sarcastic is this wine color. Then you have Fearless, which is a purple. You can't really tell how holographic these things really are. And then you have Victorious, which is another, pink shade, which is really pretty. But those are really, really pretty. I use those, you can use those, like I said, with one. Let me get a makeup remover cloth to get this off my fingers here. You can use one shade, it gives you a multiple shade look. This video is going to be a little bit longer because I'm going to actually show you how I do my eyeshadow. So I'm going to start with the Moonstruck Addiction 4 here, because I'm wearing green today, bluish green. So I'm going to actually start with my angled shadow brush, sponge brush combo here. And these are Younique's brushes. Younique has great brushes. These are actually natural hair brushes because they're going into powders. So I'm going to use the angled brush in Tender, which is this shade here. This is really like my highlight shade. This is going on the brow bone. Down into the inner corner a little bit. Alright, but here. And you're using nice little windshield wiper motions with your brushes. And you want to get a little bit in the inner corner there just so you bring some light there. Now once again, you can see I'm not wearing any foundation yet, so that's because we want to make sure we get our eyeshadow done and we can clean up any messes before we get our foundation and concealer on, because otherwise it's just going to make a mess. So I'm going to go in with my liner shader brush. I'm going to go in with fluffy end, big fluffy end, into Honest, which is that seafoamy green. This is going to go all over my lid. So you have Honest on the brow bone and a little bit in the inner corner, and then you have, you have Tender on the brow bone in the inner corner. Honest goes all over the lid. And the Tender and Honest are both kind of a pearly color. They're not really a super shimmer glittery color, but they just have a little bit of pearlescence to them. Okay. And then for my crease shade, or really my transition shade between the cheerful and the tender, or between the honest and the tender, I can't get this straight here, is going to be cheerful, which is the denim blue here, or what I call a denim blue, kind of a blue-gray. So I'm just going to get a little bit of that on my shader brush. Kind of pack it onto the tip. And this is going to go right in the crease. Back and forth. Just until I get it kind of in there. And then I like to turn it sideways. And just kind of use little circular motions to kind of fade that out a little bit, as you can see. Okay, so same thing on the left eye. So we're just buffing and blending a little bit there. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the Triumphant, which is the dark blue, and get a little bit of that on there. And this is just going to be the outer V of the eye here. So a little bit in the outer V of the crease here, about midway. Starting about, well, maybe a third of the way in and out. And also on the lash line, right there, making a V. Alright. Okay, same thing on the other eye. About a third of the way in. Bring it down to the corner. And then the lash line. And you're starting from the lash line, about the same spot you're starting from in the crease. So you're making a nice even V here. Alright, so there's that. I'm going to take a blender brush, which is a nice big fluffy brush, and just kind of blend that a little bit so it's not as harsh. And I'm actually going to use Triumphant, which is the dark blue, here as a liner. So I'm going to take and wet my liner into the brush, which is this angled, really sharp brush. Keep a little bottle of water on my makeup table for this purpose. And just get a little water and put it on the brush. And kind of wiggle it around there. Okay. It'll be kind of an inky consistency. And then I'm going to like really almost tight line my upper lash line. So really, really close to the lash line. And for this look, I like winged liner, so I'm going to wing it out at the corner. Just a little bit, see? Same thing over on the left eye. This is one of those reasons that I actually curl my eyelashes first, so that I don't go in and mess up my eye makeup after I've done that. Alright, so you kind of tight line the upper lash line. Alright, and I'm going to do the same thing with the bottom lash line here too. Really close to the lashes. And attach it back in where your wing is. I've gotten good with some practice to drawing the wing shadow without, or wing liner without having a guide. If you need a guide, use a business card or whatnot. Alright. So that's that. Alright, so that is our eyeshadow look with one of the palettes. I'll be showing you the liners and stuff in just a few.